Tough week by many measures, but the latest jobs report came in stronger than expected with 228,000 new jobs in March. That is well above the average monthly gain of 158,000 jobs over the last year. And while the unemployment rate increased slightly to 4.2%, that was attributed in part to more people entering the job market. But some warn that the data does not yet reflect layoffs underway and that job opportunities are tightening in the white-collar sector. As economics correspondent Paul Solman reports, that's a big worry for federal workers being cut.
Today's job news was strong, says economist Gregory Dacko.
The labor market going into what is perhaps a massive shift in global trade dynamics was still robust and supporting an economy that continues to grow at a moderate pace.
For his part, President Trump posted on Truth Social, great job numbers, far better than expected. It's already working.
I'm just going to listen here.
And indeed, jobs were added in healthcare, transportation, and warehousing in March. But future months?
Tariffs, trade policy uncertainty, federal government job cuts, and immigration restrictions could all weigh on the economy and push the economy towards stall speed.
In fact, according to job placement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas, the federal government cut 216,000 jobs in March. Today's report listed only 4,000.
A large part of that is essentially reflective of the fact that despite the very large job cut announcements, many people did not necessarily fully lose their job. If you have the types of job cuts that were announced figure directly into the jobs report, then essentially you would be very close to zero print in terms of job growth in the month of March. And that is really the key fear with these DOGE cuts, is that you see significant cuts at the federal government level that feed into cuts for contractors, and that in turn feed into broader cuts for private sector activities, as well as potential state and local government cutbacks.
And the president's downsizing effort has already hit home on the ground.
It's very hard to find a job right now.
Museum curator Dana Foster has been looking since losing her dual job at Jimmy Carter National Historical Park and Andersonville National Historic Site in Georgia.
Museum jobs are really competitive and they're really hard to come by. And it's really hard to find one that pays well. A lot of museum jobs pay in, the $30-something thousand range. And unfortunately, in most cities, that's not enough to live off of by yourself.
Air Force vet Monique Delatour started applying after losing her budget analyst job with the Veterans Health Administration.
I'm very nervous, and I have also not really had a lot of experience with private sector jobs. So, that's just another hurdle that we have to get through.
There's been a spike in job searches nationwide ever since Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency started scything, says Allison Srivastava of the online job site Indeed.
Those with agencies under DOGE review saw a 50% increase in applications in just a single month. So it's pretty remarkable. It's not something we've seen before.
And we're going to stop right there. Get Shalom, giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who I learn from daily. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners like unto a speckled bird, shalom to you sincere Akim, that's on the highways and byways doing lessons and videos week in and week out in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you sincere Akwaf, listening in silence as the scriptures state for you to do so. This is your brother Isaiah Allah coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, I hope this is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. And getting right into this one, brothers and sisters. Salakia for the long intro, but I wanted to get to a certain point, and you can hear the beginning and to that point in the middle. As you heard what the lady said, that there's been, in this month alone, a 50% increase in job applications. And she said this is something that's never happened before. It's because it's everything that's happening with DOGE, which is the Department of Government Efficiency of, the Donald J. Trump, which he gave Elon Musk that initiative to cut federal spending. But what they're doing, like I always like to go into, is out with the old and in with the new. All right. And this is why you got a lot of Babylonians freaking out, as this article states, because we're headed into a great recession. And this is going to be one of the worst great recessions in history. All right. And we understand that because the scriptures say that. And we're going to get that, and Lord willing, in just a moment. But a lot of these that's why I do like you're having such a massive protest. These protests are because they're protesting what Donald Trump is doing. The scriptures say that his words are smooth as butter. All right, but war was in his heart. You know what? Let's get that really quick. And that's exactly what's happening with what this man is doing. All right. He spoke smooth things to the people, and they believed him. And now, because of he firing all these federal workers, so on and so forth, a lot of these Babylonians don't know what the future is going to look like. But we know because we have the comfort of what the scriptures say. All right, and we understand this is like that. This man is going to try to come in with his new enterprise, but it's just going to be null and void. All right, with his new world order. This is Psalm 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, and so as like we understand that this is the man of perdition, the man of sin. So everything that he's doing, he's just pushing forward, of course, the will of the elites, but at the top, the will of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All right, and so, but this is Esau, his mouth, and this is the same. In Revelation 13, the dragon the two horns like a lamb, but spoke as a dragon. This is the department. This is what they do, man. All right. And you dumbass Americans, y'all believe this shit, but this is all a part of everybody's in their own lot, and everybody has their own set way in this story of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI to fulfill prophecy's sake. All right. But a lot of these people, these Americans, are losing it, man, because they're getting replaced by their AI. They're getting replaced by all sorts of machinery, and the government is doing away with a lot of different jobs and federal workers. That's why they're doing these protests are happening. And I just did a lesson earlier on the uproars of the people, but this is taking a look at reasons why, and you're seeing it, man. All right, and we're headed into a great recession, brothers. It's inevitable. This is pushing forward because of the collapse of the dollar. All right, I was taking a look at here because you can see. All right, Dow futures fall 1,500 points Sunday as Trump's tariff market collapse worsens. So as this man is implementing all these tariffs, all right, the tariffs hurt the consumers and it's hurting the market as a whole. Okay, and you even had, I believe it was if I'm not mistaken, certain car companies they paused manufacturing and sending vehicles and parts over here because of these tariffs, man. And China's not playing with America, with Babylon the Great either. So all these things are culminating and to institute the fall of this system. And that's exactly where we're at. And there's going to be a collapse. The stock market is going to collapse. It's just a matter of time. Okay. And as these tariffs stay on, and as Trump keeps implementing higher tariff rates, all right, there's going to be more drops in points of the stock market. And this is going to be the collapse of this society, so they can bring in the institute implementation of the MOTB. Now I was going to read this article, but this is an extremely long article. That video was long enough to bring in the point. I didn't want to make this long through the spirit. I just wanted to report on this so you can see. All right, we're headed into that time of the Great Recession, and the scriptures talk about that there's going to be no work in Egypt, man. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 19. And we're going to start at verse 14. All right. And we're going to read this in the NLT. The Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, has sent a spirit of foolishness on them. So all their suggestions are wrong. Right now, there's no more wisdom in teaming. All right. Because Trump, he believes he's doing right. He's following a script. We just got to make that plain to your argument knock off. This man is following the script. But really, I believe through the spirit that this man believes he's doing something. He's doing something right. Sometimes I talk to the brothers. I'm like, I don't think this man knows what he be saying sometimes to these people. All right. But this is the spirit of foolishness that the Heavenly Father is placing on them. He's removing the wise men out of Babylon the Great, out of Edom, and then replacing it with foolishness, with the murmuring spirits on them to make them push forth the prophecy and the agenda of the wicked elites. They cause Egypt to stagger like a drunk in his vomit. All those philosophies, everything that they pushed, make America great again. All right. All you people believed it. And now you're seeing the fruits of it. All right. You thought Trump 1.0 act, because the end, like what some things that he was doing was going to be transitioning right into his 2.0, all based on all his smooth words that he gave you. And no, that's not what you got. And so now you've been drunk off the Babylon juice, and now you're mad, and it's beautiful. Verse 15, there is nothing Egypt can do. All are helpless, the head and the tail, the noble palm, branch, and the lowly reed. All right? In the NLT, it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch, or rush may do. So there's no more, like that's why these people are losing their jobs. There's no more work here. All right? More, and this is going to increase, this prophecy right here. We're just now into it. All right, as you heard that lady say, 50% increase in job applications of people looking for white-collar jobs, and they're having a lot of trouble finding it, man. All right, and even then, when they get the job, they still don't have enough money to pay to afford for the living that they had when they were working in the federal government. So this is like pretty much Babylon the Great / Egypt is done. This place is finished, and it's just only going to get darker as we enter into the more and more of these prophecies coming to pass in World War III. So I didn't want to make this long. I just wanted to report on this through the Spirit, giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.